Would you like to have someone on your team that has sold hundreds of high-level subscribers sell your version of HighLevel to help you create monthly recurring revenue? If yes, stay tuned. My name is Andy Audate. I am a Platinum Award winner, meaning that I have over 500 subscribers paying me every single month for my version of HighLevel. And I'm going to share with you in this video on how you can use white label webinars to sell your version of HighLevel, where you can essentially take a pre-recorded webinar, make it look and feel live to your customer to sell your version of HighLevel. On my screen here, on the right hand side on my screen, you see where it says voice AI system. This, in the scenario of selling voice AI at $399, your customer can come here, click this button, and when they click that button, they go straight to the checkout page to go create monthly recurring revenue for you, where they buy voice AI or your version of HighLevel. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can use WebinarCore to sell your version of HighLevel. So let's get started. The first thing is, let's go into a white label webinar. Like, what is a white label webinar? A white label webinar is a pre-recorded presentation. So the way that it works here is that you can take this recording here, and there's a 30-minute countdown timer. And the reason why there's a countdown timer, this is going to be for you if you're doing live presentations. But when you transition, let's go into the WebinarCore version. There's another version here without the timer. And the difference between the two is one is specifically for Zoom, if you want using Zoom, and you'll use the countdown timer, and then one is for when WebinarCore. Now the Zoom one, just so you know, the one with the countdown timer, how you'll use that is on Zoom, 30 minutes before your webinar is supposed to start, you'll showcase that video with the countdown timer down 30 minutes. So let's say your webinar is at 12 o'clock. At 11:30 a.m., you will open up your Zoom room and play the countdown timer to allow people to come into your Zoom room and get prepared to watch your presentation. On WebinarCore, you don't need to do that. Now, let me show you the final product here. On WebinarCore, the way that it works is your customer is going to be sent to the webinar webpage. Here's an example of the webinar webpage where we go to Progretta. Well, in this one, this is actually mine. So my version is called Progretta. But at the top where it says live Progretta demonstration, here you would have your SaaS name. You would have your software name. And then your customer can choose a time anywhere from within the next 15 minutes, and you can pre-schedule it over the next couple of days. So the way that I have this set up is that it's always within 15 minutes that someone is able to create and watch a webinar. The reason that we do this is because you want to write this down or understand this. The more offers that you make, the more money you make. Because if you sell your product or your offer one time a month, then you're going to be completely limited, okay, on how many times that someone has a chance to buy your product. But if you can set it up to be every single day, every week, every hour, you're having more likelihood of getting more sales just because of the fact that your customer can go ahead and make a decision to buy at any time. So they put in their name, email, and phone number. Now, let's go ahead and put in my name, email, phone number. So I'm going to go and show you what that looks like here. So I'm going to put Andy Audate, Andy at andyaudate.com, and then I'm gonna put my number. Okay, and then I'm gonna click register now. When I go and register now, instantly what it does, it brings me to the watch session. Now I have this muted on my screen because if I unmute it, it's gonna be pretty loud. But here, what it says is all the people in the presentation is like, hey Andy, hey, what's up? Hope you're doing good. What's up? Like, it's all of these different people, all of these different people's names. So excited for today's webinar. Let's go for the goal. We're so excited for this. That's amazing, Andy. Let's go, everyone. In the presentation, I say I'm from Los Angeles. I'm from Michigan, Amsterdam. So in the presentation, I asked the audience, hey, where are you based out of? Where are you from? And then instantly they're able to tell me like where they're based out of, where they're from. Now, on the right-hand side, what this is called a chat simulator. A chat simulator, all it means is this is a simulation of a chat. This is not a real chat. This is a simulation of a chat. So if I come here and I respond and I say, hey, everyone, when I say, hey, everyone, you notice that it's blue? Well, that's me saying, hey, everyone. The gray is other people saying whatever they're saying. Now, this is not a real chat. So let's go in the back end of WebinarCore. So this is the site of WebinarCore. So you can go to webinarcore.com and check it out. However, in the back end, this is what it looks like. Where it goes into chat, if I go into, right here, chat simulator, I click on edit, at show at 1 minute and 22 seconds. So it says show Sarah Patel. Let's get this AI party started. Show Olivia. So hyped for this. So I can go ahead here and edit it. So I have their username, I have their text, and what it's supposed to say at the specific interval. So in this webinar specifically, this is selling HighLevel's voice AI system, and it's automatically selling it for me on my behalf. And then there's 320 messages. So on the right-hand side, you see all of these messages. There's hundreds of these messages. And what's cool is I can technically just use AI to go ahead and build this out. Now, when I click on preview, what ends up happening is you can see that there's a guest. Actually, there's somebody watching this presentation. So I'm the admin, and then there's a guest watching this presentation. So that means I'm pitching, as I'm recording this YouTube video, I'm pitching somebody right now to buy my version of HighLevel. All right. Now let's go to, so you upload the video source, right? You'll just upload the raw video file, which is given to you right here in a Google Drive. So you're going to download this Google Drive video. So you click on download, you could download it to your computer. Now, what's cool is I also gave you the script of exactly what to say. So hello, and welcome to today's training. Super excited to have each and every single one of you here. Give me a moment while I prepare setting up my PowerPoint slide. Welcome. I'll give you a moment for those of you who are straggling in, maybe running a few minutes late. Super excited to have each and every single one of you here. And in today's topic, actually, we're going to be going deep into how to book an additional 50 sales appointments per month on your calendar without you having to do any cold call. So like this is the script. Right? This is a script, 38 pages of a script, which if you have a prompt, like one of those a teleprompter, you can buy those on Amazon, connect them directly to your webcam, and you can present this way, the script, or you can just read it from your screen. In the white label webinars, we give you the scripts that you can actually present to your customers if you want to present to them. And on top of that, we give you the PowerPoint presentation for you to download and edit. So this is a demonstration of how you can actually download it. You can actually download this and then edit it yourself. So I gave you the whole presentation. So let's say, for example, this is 237 slides. So let's say that instead of you selling it for $199, let's say that you want to sell it for $999, right? So you can take my presentation PowerPoint and then edit it for your brand and for your offer, and then you do the presentation. So I give you the script itself, and then I give you the PowerPoint. Also, let's go back into what it looks like here. On the top left, you notice here you can add your logo and customize it to yourself, to your brand. Now here, this is the value of this is you can create automatic sales. Let me show you how. So if I go to offers, I click on edit offer. You see it says show at 1 second. So if I click on preview, let's preview this. At 1 second, it has voice AI system and it shows the price. And I can click on purchase now. When I click on purchase now, actually, I think this one is going to the wrong place. Let me just make sure that this is correct. Okay, right here where it says offer link, I will change this to prerecorded.com, which is my white label name. And then we sell our version of HighLevel today for $497 a month. So this link, when someone comes to it and I go back to the web page and this pops up, when I click on, of course I got to click save. So when I click save and I click on purchase now, what happens is it brings me directly to the checkout page. Okay. So here is a demonstration of how all of it works. So you'll have the WebinarCore. Now for your customer, this is what it looks like here, prerecorded.com/. So here's what it looks like for your customer. Your customer comes to this webpage, they see another option. So here you can see I have one in 8 minutes, I have one in 1 hour, one in 18 minutes. And then the customer will put in their name, email, phone number. Once they put in their name, email, phone number, they instantly get taken to the webinar presentation. As they're watching the webinar presentation, I go ahead and I present to them the offer. Once I present to them the offer, I then take them through the presentation, and then they have the opportunity to click purchase now. When the purchase opportunity comes up on the screen, it'll showcase on the screen, and then when someone clicks purchase now, it gets taken directly to the checkout page. So this is an example of the white label webinar. So inside of GHL Engine, if you go to ghlengine.com, you can get access to white label webinars, where it's these pre-recorded webinars. And in these pre-recorded webinars, I go ahead and I record a presentation for you. So you have the version for live Zoom. This is the Zoom version. So the Zoom version, the way that the Zoom version works is that you play it on Zoom. So you'll open up your Zoom 30 minutes beforehand, and you'll play this video. Just share your screen and play this video. And then once it plays this video 30 minutes before, it's counting down on your behalf. And then towards the bottom, towards the end of the 30 minutes, it starts the presentation. Once it starts the presentation, your customer is going to watch it for about an hour. And then towards the end, your customer can actually go ahead and purchase. And the purchase link is going to be inside the chat. So all you got to do is put the purchase link inside of the chat for your customer. So what the white label webinar says, it says in the chat box, box, there's going to be a link for you to go purchase for today at $199, right? So we have different price points. You can choose $997 a month. You could choose $399 a month. You could choose $497 a month, whatever the price point is. This is just an example of one here, okay? If you sell one at a higher price point, totally fine. You have multiple options here. That's the Zoom version. Now, the one that's for WebinarCore doesn't have the timer. And the reason it doesn't have the timer is because the one for WebinarCore doesn't have the timer. And the reason it doesn't have the timer is because your customer is going to watch it instantly. Now, this one has my face in it. This was a beginner one. We have so many more. If I go to another one here, let's use Voice AI, for example, as a demonstration. On the Voice AI one, there's no photo of me. Actually, my name in the Voice AI is actually called Robert. I'm Robert in this presentation. So rather than me doing Andy doing the presentation in this scenario, we don't show a face, we don't show a name. All we do is say that this marketing automation software, what it does, and then towards the end, we give your customer the opportunity to buy, right? And then at the bottom right, we are answering some of their frequently asked questions. So what I would do is I would just share this full screen on Zoom, and I would just play the whole presentation. When I play the whole presentation, what ends up happening is that your customer looks at this presentation and it feels like it's a full presentation. I wouldn't even move the mouse, because if you move the mouse, you see this play bar starts to appear. So I wouldn't even move the mouse, and I would just allow my customer to sit down and watch the presentation, and then let Andy do the selling for you, or a member of Andy's team do the selling for you. All you got to do is just show it to your customer and give them the opportunity to go ahead and buy your offer. Okay. Then if you want to customize it, you absolutely can, because in each deck, you get the access to the PowerPoint slides. So you'll have access to the full PowerPoint slides that we use that you can easily copy. You'll just click on file and then you'll click on make a copy, and then you can copy the entire presentation. Then you have the actual presentation itself, like the script itself. Okay. You can take the full script and use it for your business. And if you want to do the same thing, you can feel free to do that inside of this presentation. So to recap, a white label webinar when selling HighLevel, instead of you having to go to your customer and say, like, let's schedule a Zoom call on Monday, or let's schedule a Zoom call on Wednesday or next week, you could say, hey, I have a member of my team who's actually doing a presentation. Go ahead and watch the presentation from the member of my team. They go ahead and log in. When they go ahead and log in, you're gonna send them to the web page. It's gonna look something similar to this. Instead of my software name, it's gonna be your software name. They go ahead and log in. They put in their name, their email, and their phone number. When they put in their name, email, phone number, you get access to the lead. When you get access to the lead, it'll go right into your HighLevel account, and then they'll be able to go ahead and watch the presentation. As soon as they watch the presentation, on their side, it will look. This is the admin side, so let's look at what it looks like on the computer side. On their side, they'll see this chat, and they'll see all of this chat going back and forth of where everyone else is coming from, what people are saying, and then, which is all pre-built, and then they'll have the opportunity to purchase the offer. When they purchase the offer, this will pop up. The offer section will pop up at a specific interval, and that interval happens to be within a few minutes, and then from there, they'll be able to go ahead and purchase. Now, mind you, they will watch the presentation before this pop-up appears. So that pop-up on the right-hand side of Voice AI system, they'll be able to watch the presentation before that appears. So the reason it appears instantly is because I shared it with you. I'm showing you a demonstration, but when it's live, it'll pop up approximately about 45 minutes into the presentation, giving them the opportunity to buy based on what the person on the screen is saying. So this presentation, it says, hi, I am Robert. And then it goes through the presentation. 45 minutes in, it says, hey, on the left-hand side, you'll be able to go ahead and make a purchase. When the person goes ahead and make a purchase, they click there and they'll go directly to your checkout page to purchase directly from you. This is currently my checkout page or a demo page. However, it'll go directly to your purchase page, and then they'll be able to pay you directly. So you can automate sales. So here are some examples of how I personally use this Voice AI system, or here's how some ways that I personally use this white label webinar system. I remember last year, I was at the Level Up Summit. When I was at the Level Up Summit is HighLevel's conference, and I was at the event. Someone who I met recently said, hey, Andy, I'm interested to learn more about your software. And here's what I did. I sent that person a message and I said, hey, I have a member of my team who's doing a presentation. Go check out this presentation. So I sent him to go check out the presentation. When he went to go check out the presentation, I said, check out the presentation and then message me back. So when he went to go check out the presentation, on the presentation, it was about a 45-minute presentation that explained the value of my version of HighLevel, which creates monthly recurring revenue for me. And then he went to go watch that presentation, spent about 45 minutes in the presentation. Towards the end of the presentation was an opportunity to buy. The pop-up button appeared for him to go purchase. And instantly I saw a payment come in, and I saw the payment come in through my Stripe account. And I said, wow, he just purchased the offer. And when he went to purchase the offer, afterwards, he automatically went to go schedule onboarding. So let me actually go ahead and show you what that looks like here. So as soon as a sale is made, on the next page, after they make the payment, on the next page, this is what it looks like here. It says important, don't skip, and it's a video introduction from me. You can actually get this template from me where my team will give you this template. If you want to get access to this template, just simply schedule a call with a member of my team and let them know that you want the 60-day client intake snapshot, okay? Where this is the first 60 days. So included in this is the emails and the text messages that's completely unbranded, and that it's completely unbranded that you can brand to your SaaS. You can brand to your version of HighLevel. So in this intake form, the customer comes in and they check off the boxes. Now, all of this will be branded to your name. So it'll say, welcome to your SaaS name. And they click the check boxes and then they go ahead and sign, right? They can go ahead and sign here. Now, when they go ahead and sign, they can click activate. And then once they activate, it goes to the onboarding call, your onboarding call calendar. So all of this is automated. So I saw this gentleman who I sent the link to my WebinarCore, and I said, hey, go watch this presentation. When I sent him to this presentation, as soon as he puts in his name, email, phone number on the webinar, he's watching the presentation. When he's watching the presentation, it educates him on everything that he needs to know. Then on the next page or shortly following, the offer pops up. When the offer pops up, he's able to make a decision and he purchases. When he purchases, on the next page is going to be this onboarding funnel where it captures their name, their email address, and has them sign and agree to the terms of being a customer of ours. And then shortly after that, they're able to schedule their onboarding call and start their onboarding process inside the software. But this entire process is automated. The gentleman then messaged me back and he said, hey man, I saw the presentation. It was great. And I signed up. Just wanted to give you a heads up. I did not have to do a live presentation. So you can actually do this for hundreds of people. And this process is completely automating your sales for your version of HighLevel. So from traffic, you send them to your pre-recorded presentation. During your pre-recorded presentation, they watch the presentation itself. After they watch the presentation, they then do onboarding. And this is how you can automate your sales for your HighLevel business. If you love content like this, let me know in the comment box. I would love to create more content like this, but you are the captain of this boat. If you are inspired by this content, let me know in the comment box. And if you want to learn more about working with me or members of my team, schedule a call at ghlengine.com/call or click the link in the description and I'll see you on the inside.